This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good afternoon, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Locked On Reds Postcast, brought to you by Locked On Reds and your Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan, and I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront, and I want to thank you all today as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds taking the series from the St. Louis Cardinals with a 6-2 win this Wednesday afternoon at Busch Stadium. If you're just checking my show out for the first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Please be sure to hit that notification button here on YouTube so you can not only get my show after each and every Reds game, though we have very little left, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. On today's show, we call that a series win. And before we have someone come in here and say, it doesn't matter because I don't care. It's a series win against the St. Louis Cardinals. I think in my 36 years of living, I may have seen 36 of these ever happen. So I will enjoy it. Brady Singer, as John Sadek said when he just did his recap of the game, was dynamite today. And Spencer Steer, holy moly, a day that we will always remember in Spencer Steer's MLB career with the Cincinnati Reds. All of that and a whole lot more. And I will talk to you, my everydayers, here on the Postcast. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Series win against the St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium. As I joked in the opening, it's not something I've seen very often in my life. But when I do see it, it's something that really stands out to me the most. And now, don't get me wrong. We all know my brand here. I hate the St. Louis Cardinals way more than I hate the Pittsburgh Pirates more than I hate the St. Louis Cardinals. But it doesn't mean I like the Cardinals now. Don't get it twisted. So today, the Reds go in there and they take care of business against the Redbirds, coming off of a really deflating loss where we're just like, come on, guys. Your life is on the line here for 2025, and you can't put a win together. You can't get multiple hits. What is happening? They come out today, and they're really good. I mean, that was a really well-played game by the Reds. And, Will, I cannot wait to talk about that in the next segment, by the way. That was awesome. But just a couple things that really jumped out from today that I really want to make sure I get to before we kind of do a dive overall. So first things first, the lineup changes today were really, really unique from Terry Francona. Gavin Lux leads off. By the way, looks really good leading off. Will Benson hits third. Will Benson went like 40 days without playing baseball in the majors. And all of a sudden he's hitting third today. Wasn't a great day for him at the plate by any means, but I liked seeing him there. Austin Hayes keeps his on-base streak going at 13 games. Obviously, Spencer Steer's the big story where we're going to get on the mound. And Jason says it here. The Cardinals had an almost 6 ERA guy on the mound. You're correct. Andre Palante is not good, but he's good against the Reds in his career. And I don't know why, and I don't know how, but the Reds are the team that struggles against him, and I can't seem to figure it out. Diane says it here. Sal Stewart today. Also a nice day. 2 walks, a hit, where he turned to a double. Man, I just love watching Sal Stewart play baseball. It's so fun. And then on the pitching end of things, we're going to get to Brady Singer's running here in a second. But Chase Burns today, 2 innings out of the bullpen. And does give up a couple of hits, does give up a walk. I liked what we saw. Truthfully, I understand why Tito put Emilio Pagan in there. Emilio Pagan was good. I mean, he was good today. Don't get me wrong. I would have been just okay. I would have been just fine if Chase Burns got the 9th inning as well. I get why he didn't. But I'm very happy that Burns is still pitching, and I cannot wait to see what he does next year. Lane says here, Stewart should play every day. I don't care where, but he needs to be there. 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. I see you guys are also mentioning in the chat today, Cowboy and John. I saw somewhere recently where it was like doing like the broadcast booth rankings, and they were kind of low. And for all of baseball, not just the Reds, and it really, really made me mad because those two are awesome. And those who know John, like I'm lucky to know John. I've got lucky to become friends with John over the years. He's just an awesome person. Will says, do you think Chase Burns should come out of the bullpen instead of coming back? No. The Reds are wasting his potential if he's strictly a bullpen guy. Chase Burns legitimately has everything it takes to be, he has all the talent in the world to be better than Hunter Green and potentially be a Cy Young candidate. I think that's something where you don't want to waste that. And Lane says the Cowboy is my spirit animal. Yeah, that's 100% right. But a day like today, again, I get it. We're all kind of looking on the outside looking in right now at the postseason. But I'm always going to enjoy beating the Cardinals. I'm always going to celebrate when the Reds win. And honestly, I absolutely love that I come on here every day with you guys when it's a win and we're all like, not dead yet. We still got this, because I feel the same way you do. But when we have deflating losses like we had last night, and we are just down in the dumps and we are just like, that's the nail in the coffin. That's it. It's like, oh man. So I love that we're hanging on to this every single day. I love that we're like all feeling this right now, and it's great. It's even if it doesn't go the way that we all don't imagine it's going to go. None of us really believe the Reds are going to make the playoffs. Mathematically, there's still a chance, but there's a lot to overcome, including a Paul Skeens game next Tuesday at Great American Ballpark. But days like today, I have a hard time not being happy with how they played and giving us a day that we could be happy with and giving us a day we can enjoy. There was definitely some bad. The Ellie error was terrible. Ellie looking at pitches, like always, was bad. I can't act like this was like a perfect day, but it was a good enough day that we can come on here and have a good time talking about a Reds win. Yeah. Jason says, I ain't sold yet. If they're back in the wild card, I'll be amazed. Same. But you know what'll happen, right? They somehow sneak in, they win the wild card round, and then they go to Milwaukee and they get smacked or something. That's probably what would happen. But you know what? I would take it, to be honest with you. I would absolutely take it. So big day for the Redlegs, much needed win. And Brady Singer today, leading the way. Let's talk about that and more right after this. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right means cashing in. With football back, PrizePicks is the simplest and fastest way to get in the auction. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes, all in less than 60 seconds. I got a fun 2-leg college football parlay for you guys this week. I'm taking Jeremiah Love of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish over 101.5 rushing yards against Purdue, and DJ Legway over 1.5 passing touchdowns against the Miami Hurricanes. PrizePicks is quick, it's easy, and honestly my favorite way to follow along with football. I love checking projections, and I love moving forward, trying to make a little extra cash. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. You can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch helps you notice the inefficient investment allocation and discovers forgotten 401ks from past jobs. Maximizing investments, increasing savings rate, easily reviewing finances with your partner and or financial advisor, keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. Don't let this financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Want to shout out my everydayers here on the postcast as we discuss the Reds getting a series win Thank you all so much for spending some time with me. Please be sure to hit that notification button here on YouTube so you can not only get my show, like we said, after every Reds game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked on Reds as well. I can't believe we are closing up this season. It's been wild. But it's been a lot of fun. You know, maybe the team has been a lot of fun, but talking to you guys every day has been a lot of fun. All right, let's get to our turning point in today's game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
How about Spencer Steer, who we're going to spend most of our time talking on the next segment, but that big home run that brings in Sal Stewart and Ellie in the top of the fourth, the 3-run homer to put the Reds on the board, give them a 3-run lead. And from there, it just kept going. So huge day for Spencer, big picture. We're going to talk about him in the final segment of the show today. But I want to talk about Brady Singer today because Brady Singer. So if you guys listen to Jeff today, Jeff kind of had a conversation about if the Reds want to get better with what they have coming up, is Brady Singer a tradable piece? And actually, Lane actually asked the question I'm getting to. I don't know. And I know that's terrible for podcasting, but I see both sides of it. If there's another option, then I'm for it. If there's another option where the Reds can keep Burns, keep Rhett. If they next year went Hunter, well, Littell's a free agent, Josh. So he says sell Littell first. Littell is I don't think we'll have to worry about that by any means. But if we're looking at a situation next year where we're looking at a rotation of Hunter, Lodolo, Abbott, Burns, Singer, I'm pretty happy with that. And I know what about Rhett Lauder? I don't know. It's a good problem to have. It's the only good problem the Reds have. Let's be realistic here. Well, besides I don't know. Can they get someone to play third base better than keep Ryan Hayes? I don't know. Diane says, I would trade Nick Lodolo. I think I mentioned that the other day. I'm not against that if it's the right package. I would absolutely love to have Brady Singer here. I truthfully would rather have Brady Singer on this team than not. Just because what we're getting from him right now, the trade's permanently paying off. Last 7 games on 1.9 ERA on 41 innings. Last 15, a 3.59 ERA on 80 innings. He's going deep in the ball games. So this was the first time he didn't go 6 in September. He went 5 2/3. So he was just like that. He was that close. But today, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks. Yeah, 2 runs were scored, but only 1 was earned and then 6 strikeouts. So for him, just kind of becoming that old reliable back end of the rotation kind of guy, I think the Reds have certainly gotten their money's worth from him, and then some. I feel like the trade looks better and better every day. So with him, I just feel like it's something where I'm really happy with what they've gotten from him. And I feel like he's had some bad starts this year, but he always bounces back. And today, to keep this consistency going, it's been so nice to see, especially considering, Abbott has looked tired and Lodolo has been up and down and Hunter Green has been in and out of the rotation. So we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. It's been really, really nice. And let's get to the roll button for a minute. Graham Ashcraft today finishes up the 6th inning with a strikeout. Chase Burns, I had thought he looked electric. I know he gave up some hits. I'm not worried about that, but thought he looked good in his 2 innings. And Emilio Pagan looked dominant, even with the walk. So huge day for pitching all around. Brady Singer leading the way. And Spencer Steer is the guy that makes things happen today. What time is it? Game time. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees, it takes all the fun out of it. And I love Game Time for that exact reason. It gives you the advantage back to the fans. It's fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. All fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Now, the Reds have one more homestand, and I'm going to try to catch a game before they close Glen American Ballpark for the year, and I'm going to be using Game Time to see what my price is going to be as I get closer and closer. Of course, after I go and have my delicious drink at the Holy Grail. I'm also going up to Cleveland in November to see the Cavs play the Bulls. I'm going to be looking at zone deals. Zone deals pick the section, Game Time picks the seats, and you save big. It's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets. Download the Game Time app, Create an account and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. I just want you guys to think about this as we get ready for the final segment of this episode. The St. Louis Cardinals have to live with the fact that they lost their last season, of the year. This last series of the season to the Cincinnati Reds, and they have to think about that until we start play again next year. Take that, Redbirds. Spencer Steer had a lot to say about that.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
So, Spencer Steer's had a weird story of late, right? There's this random rib out of place thing, like Dark Knight Rises, chiropractor pops it back in, whatever. Jason says, all the Reds have to do is what they did today with Ellie resting 10 more times, they probably get in. See? Everyone follow Jason for the optimism here, because Jason's feeling what I'm feeling, right? Probably not going to happen, but we can all enjoy something. But yeah, Spencer Steer's like, all of a sudden he's got a rib, and we're doing this whole thing where like the chiropractor popped it back in place. And like Jeff said, has anyone figured out how it popped out of place? Anyway, but starts out their scoring for the day with the big 3-run homer. Fantastic. Gets another hit later in the day, and actually 2 more hits later in the day. 3 for 4 day, 5-run RBI. Just humongous day for him, man. And a day where the Reds really needed it. Other insane thing. We all have heard it. We've all seen it. The Ellie Power struggle. It's gone. I doubt he hits a home run the rest of the year as much as I would like him to. Spencer Steer has 18 home runs. He's second on the team. Behind Ellie De La Cruz, who we know hasn't homered since like the Nixon administration. And 716 OPS is obviously not great. The Reds are going to need more from him if he wants to really kind of be, playing next year quite a bit. But his last 15 games have been pretty solid. 302 average, 400 on base, 488 slugging. I haven't hated anything about his outings this year. I don't think his hits have been great, but I am really impressed how much he really got comfortable pretty quickly from starting the season when he should have been in the IL, which feels like many moons ago, obviously, to having this nice game here today. Really nice to see. He's an easy guy to root for. I don't know what his future holds with the Reds, especially with Sal Stewart and, all these guys at different positions, but he's a guy that I really like and I want to see the best from. So huge day for him. Shout out that. Big day for Spencer Steer as well. And the Redlegs are victors today against the St. Louis Cardinals, 6-2. The Reds have 6 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. The St. Louis Cardinals have 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Your winning pitcher today is Brady Singer. He is 14-10 with a 3.86 ERA. Ange Palante takes the loss. He is now 6-15 with a 5.29 ERA. And the Reds get us home tomorrow against the Chicago Cubs. Just a heads up, if you didn't know, the Reds game will actually be a Fox National game tomorrow at 7:15. According to the Ballpark app, to the MLB app, the Cubs have not announced their starter yet, but Hunter Green will take the ball for the Reds. He is 6-4 with a 3.01 at 7:15 on Fox. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'm Tim Daniel. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go Redlegs. Let's beat the Cubbies.